Manager. So I've got Klopp.
I've got Arteta, Klopp, but that depends on who wins the league.
I hate Arteta.
But it depends on who wins the league, because if Arteta wins it, if Arsenal win it, it's Arteta. If Klopp wins it, it's Klopp. If Pep wins it, Pep's not manager of the year.
What logic is that?
Because think of Arsenal's team, I don't think should be where they are. I think City.
What? Are you mad?
City's team are undoubtedly like world-class players everywhere.
Yeah.
Liverpool's team have shown historically that they have the players capable of being up there completely. I don't think Arsenal have done that yet. So I think if Arteta does it, given where we started and where he's at, he deserves it. Klopp, given the injuries he's had, and it's a complete midfield rebuild that he's done.
Welcome back to the Chinwag Podcast. On today's episode, we're talking about Manager of the Season in the Premier League. So without further ado, let's get into the podcast. So the first manager I've got is Jurgen Klopp. I feel he deserves to be a nominee for Manager of the Season because he's revamped the midfield. He's had many players out through injury, especially in defence and obviously Alisson as well. And he's managed to get them this late on in the season to top of the league with Arsenal. So I don't know if you have decided to put Klopp in there as well or put someone else.
Yeah, I have. Same reasons as you. Complete midfield rebuild. He's obviously lost Mane as well, who was such a significant part of things for him. Firmino, and all of the injuries. You know, Robertson's been injured, Trent's been injured, Alisson's been injured, and to still be in the position they're in, despite all of that, I think says a lot for his management style, faith in his squad. So deserved, yeah.
I agree. So he's our first nominee as Manager of the Season. We have 3 more to go through before we decide who is the actual Manager of the Season here at Ali Chin Football. The second nominee I've got for Manager of the Season is Unai Emery, your old boss at Arsenal. So with Aston Villa's squad, yes, they have got really good players like Moussa Diaby, Leon Bailey, Ollie Watkins, but I do not think they should be in a position where they're challenging the likes of Tottenham, or Man United. Obviously, they're not been great to be in the Champions League for next season. They're still in the Conference League as well. Depending on when this video goes out, they might have won it. Depending on when this video goes out. So well done, Villa. Oh no, Villa, you went out. So well done. So yeah, I think Unai Emery deserves a spot, and how you can disagree with that is beyond me.
I just can't bring myself to say it. We have our history with Unai Emery, and I can't bring myself. So I will take your former Arsenal manager and raise you the current Arsenal manager. I've put Arteta forward. I think at the start of the season, lots of people said Arsenal have had their chance. They bottled it. And, United will improve. Chelsea will improve. Tottenham will improve. And Arsenal won't have that same chance again. And we're now here, and Arsenal are almost exactly where they were last year. People didn't think we'd do it. And it shows the consistency that Arteta has. It wasn't a fluke. He has the ability. He is outmaneuvering some of the greatest managers the Premier League has ever seen in Klopp and Guardiola in 1-against-1 games. And I think he deserves to be in with a shout of it. Tactically, he's up there as one of the best managers in the league at the moment. Yes, he's got a good squad, but I think we would be a lot worse off without him.
Yeah, probably. But I hate Arteta. I can't stand him. He just thinks he's Pep, and he's not. The players he has, I feel, drag him through the game with the individual ability they do have. Yes, he's got good tactics here and there, but all the managers nowadays, realistically, have got good tactics to play. So that's why I chose someone like Emery. The reason why I chose Emery is because his players are not as good as Arteta's, and because I feel, yes, Arteta's tactics are good. I just feel Emery is getting the best and squeezing the best out of his players to be able to finish in that 4th spot. And Arsenal may still finish 3rd and 1 place above Villa anyway. So that could possibly happen. And the resources that Arteta has are so much more than Villa have.
I just don't like Unai Emery.
I just don't like Arteta,
Yeah,
but
there we
we'll
go.
agree to disagree. The third manager I have is Rob Edwards from Luton. The squad Luton have, they should obviously then 18th currently when we're filming this, should be nowhere near to be able to survive in the Premier League. So that is the reason why I've chosen him.
Yeah, 100% I agree. I think they have no right. Sorry, Luton fans, but they should have been relegated as soon as possible. Yeah, and the fact that they are still very much in the conversation, and probably actually have been the best of the 3 promoted teams. They have done better, not just points wise, but I think they've competed much better in all of the games, especially against the big teams, than Sheffield United and Burnley, which I don't think anyone would have predicted at the start of the season. And I think a big part of that is Rob Edwards. So.
Yeah, I thought Luton would go straight back down, like hardly any wins, and Burnley would survive with the style of play. But Vincent Kompany has been quite naive in the way he's been playing, not like closing off games and playing too open against the big teams. But yeah, Rob Edwards deserves his spot in the nominees, especially that he got sacked from Watford. Was it last year?
Yeah, and went
to Luton. So yeah, he definitely deserves.
We're talking about a manager that's getting Ross Barkley to play like the Ross Barkley of 5-6 years ago. And Carlton Morris,
who is that?
Probably is a League One Championship at best quality player. He's getting goals out.
Yeah. So yeah, Rob Edwards is squeezing the best out of his players, which is obviously a major category to being a successful manager in the Premier League. And the last one, I have got Iraola from Bournemouth. I think it was Gary O'Neill that was there before. They sacked him, and people were saying, "Oh, why are they sacking Gary O'Neill when he's done a good job?" But Iraola has taken it under the radar, quite under the radar, and got Bournemouth to 12th at the minute that we're filming this, playing good football. They've got obviously players like Dominic Solanke, Philip Billing, Zabani at the back, and Neto in goal, who's actually a really good and experienced keeper, and he's used them really, really well. And they've got good wingers like Semenyo as well. So I do think Iraola deserves his spot on the nominees list.
Yeah, I think it's interesting you mention Iraola because I have gone Gary O'Neill.
Okay.
Obviously, he got sacked at Bournemouth. He did a really good job there, and people were surprised when he got sacked. It's proven a sensible move because Iraola, as you said, is doing really well. But I think Gary O'Neill I think he might even be just ahead of Bournemouth in the league at the moment. And the resources that he's had there are so much less than what Bournemouth have had. He's lost probably Wolves' greatest Premier League striker in Raul Jimenez, their best player in Ruben Neves, and he has still managed to create a very, very solid Wolves team who have caused a lot of team problems this year, despite loads of injuries, despite a lack of resources. They're playing good football. And I don't think many people would have seen that coming when he got sacked at Bournemouth. So I think he deserves his flowers.
Yeah, that's a good point. So I have Klopp, Emery, Edwards, and Iraola. Warren has Klopp, Arteta, Edwards, and O'Neill. So now we need to decide who is our manager of the season, and we are going to decide that now. So out of the 4 you have, who is the top dog in manager of the season?
Do you know what? As crazy as it sounds, and I'm gonna go a bit out there. I honestly, I think I would give it to Rob Edwards.
Yeah, Rob Edwards, fair enough. Yeah, he has, as we just talked about, he has done a great job with Luton. Even if they do go down, there's no way they should sack him. He should still be at the helm at Luton.
Yeah.
Yes, it might be a fairy tale with Klopp if they win the league. But I'm not going to choose Klopp. I'm going to choose Unai Emery, your boy Unai Emery, because the Villa team, as I said, are good, but they should no way be competing with the likes of Tottenham and the players and the money that Tottenham have to deliver top 4 consistently. They should be. And again, they're doing well in Europe, but obviously this is a Premier League. But yeah, Villa. So mine is Unai Emery. Warren's is Rob Edwards. So now you guys are actually going to decide in the comments below. Who do you think should be manager of the season here on my channel? It is either Unai Emery or Rob Edwards. So having discussed that today, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy that podcast, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And don't forget, I'll see you later for more.